Howdy, folks. How's the sound? How's the lighting? And how are you? The most important question of all I like to ask. So, what have I been up to? I have, as you know, I've recently finished my review of Casper Spirit of Beginning, so that's done. That's out of the way. Kind of slightly caught up with schedule a bit more now. What else? Getting on with the 2022 animated films ranking video, getting on with that, trying to watch all those films. What else? I think that's round a bit about it, really. I'm not really. I think for the next week or two, it's just going to be all watching 2022 animated films. That's pretty much my primary focus for a while. Last night, though, I watched the Mogul chess boxing tournament only because I wanted to see filmmaker and YouTuber Chris Broad in his boxing match. Really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun, and very happy that Chris won. I did not expect it. Like as soon as the match began, it was like, oh no, has he even got a chance? Great storytelling. That's the thing. Sometimes sports can have storytelling, but yeah, and that's put me in a good mood since. I think there's something kind of wrong with chat, maybe. I'm not too sure. I can't even tell if chat's working or not now. There's always a technical issue of some kind, isn't there? Very bizarre. Let me have a look. No, chat seems to be working okay. But let me know if there's any like technical issues. Very strange. Oh well. Leo, today was kind of a nightmare. Bless you. You're welcome to talk about it, but you don't have to. Wow, look at that the friggin' size of that chat box. I think I know what's been going wrong with chat box, by the way, and I'm gonna be working around it. I need to find how to get to it first. No, come on, click it. Right, so it should be on top of that. There we go. Make that a little smaller. Just a little smaller, not too small. Just a little bit smaller, hopefully that'll be better. Kirst, hey Jam, I just got back from watching my nephews and their school perform at the local church. That's adorable. That's lovely. How did the play go? I hope it went well. Joshua, good evening. I'm in Santa's place. Just joking. That'd be kind of cool if he ended up finding that, going all the way to the North Pole and finding Santa's real grotto. That would be fun. I'd like that. I want to do that. But yeah, so today I'm going to be ranking all of the Spongebob Christmas specials. It's the first ever time I've done a ranking stream. I've done tier list rankings, but I've never done like, traditional ranking where I rank everything in a particular order. I've never done that before, so it's the first time ever doing that. Kind of curious how well it will go. If it goes well, then I'll do it. I'll do it for other things as well. But it's very tricky to do with. It's tricky to rank things when I only have like a day to put Monday streams together. So I have to think kind of small. Hence why I've gone for like something like the SpongeBob Christmas specials. It's something small. It only took me like an hour to watch all these specials because it's just SpongeBob. And there's actually only 4 specials. I thought there would be more. I mean, like there's 13. I think there's 13, 14 seasons at this point. Altogether, there's only 4 specials, which is kind of crazy considering SpongeBob's vibe. If you know what I mean, it's almost like a Christmas show without being Christmassy. Because it was good, although my youngest nephew didn't look impressed, but I did, like when all the school staff and teachers singing Merry Christmas Everybody by Spade. Oh, that's cute. Basically, Fridge short-circuited the whole house, ended up with parents' landlord fridge man over, almost like Trisha, my estate agents were hesitant to do anything to help. My landlord is pissed off at them, rightfully so. Been a ball of anxiety all day from my parents being over. Especially with Mum complaining about everything like the dust under the table, usual comments about me and Sue, so yeah. I'm really, really sorry about that. That sounds like a complete... That does sound like a nightmare. That's an accurate description. That does sound like a nightmare. And I hope things get... I really hope that the fridge gets sorted. I really do. It must be kind of a pain to think all the problems that could go wrong with a broken fridge. But hopefully that fridge will be sorted. Hopefully it'll be fixed. Fingers crossed. I'd love if I had the power. I'd definitely I'd send over someone over to help you right now. Honestly. Cursed. Oh, and I'm on season 3 of Amphibia. Awesome. Hope you enjoy it. Soda kicks down a door. I'm here. Soda's here. We need Listy to kick down a third door. Computer guy. Good evening, computer guy. Leo, gonna be needing these tonight. Go ahead, drink, but make sure to drink with us. Drink with us. Drink now. Drink with us in the stream, because like drinking on your own is not as fun. When you're drinking with us, it's more fun. Unless you do a drinking. I think like if you're gonna drink on your own, do a drinking game. That's what makes it feel less lonely. Like it makes it more interactive, and it makes you feel like you're part of like the characters in the film, because you're drinking to them. So yeah, that is definitely my advice when it comes to like drinking alone, from experience. So haven't missed anything? Nope, just started. Pretty much just started. Yeah. Gonna go through all 4 specials soon. I don't really have much to say about each one, if I'm honest. I often don't have much to say about most SpongeBob episodes though, because like there's not much to really say about a typical episode, because they're very simple. But I'm gonna do the best I can, and you're all welcome to chip in and make it more interesting, make the discussion have some texture. Actually, it's not a bad idea. Yes, it is. I was already drunk during a stream, and I'm not doing that mistake again. Oh dear. Leo, well, I have the Santa hat drinking game. Put one in the corner of the telly, and every time someone light up to look like they're wearing it, you have a drink. I heard about that. That sounds really damn fun, and I might give that a go myself. But yeah, you should do that. Definitely do that, Leo. It'll give you a giggle as well, just seeing all your favorite characters with a Santa hat on. Soda, didn't know they did more SpongeBob Christmas specials. Just know the one. There's 4 in total. There's 4, and again, I'm just baffled that there's not more. Like, SpongeBob screams Christmas specials, doesn't it? And like it's been going on since like I think the late 90s, and yet we've got 4. Which I'm not complaining about, because it saved me time to make this stream, but still, just surprised. Cursed, have you watched Del Toro's Pinocchio? Because I have. I have not. Please do not spoil it. I'm hoping to watch it tomorrow. I was going to watch it today, but like things got kind of carried away. Didn't get time. But yeah, I'm looking very forward to it. Out of every film that's on my 2022 animated movies marathon I'm doing at the moment, that's the one I'm most excited about. And I think it's why I'm not rushing to it as well. Because a lot of the things that came out this year aren't that great. And I want to watch the good ones first. I do. But yeah, this is not going to be a long stream or anything. Even though I'm talking about 4 different episodes, there's not much to say about each one. Hopefully there'll be people in chat that have seen these episodes, by the way. That'll be really good, because like others can add some more points as well. It would be kind of cool, but if no one here has seen these episodes, that's fine. It means that I can just brush through them and move on to the next one. So it's good either way. It's cool either way. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's fine. Oh, and I forgot to say this. This is something I announced last Friday on my Relax Club stream, but I'll announce it again, seeing as this is another stream. I now have sound alerts. So when you cheer a certain amount of bits on my Twitch, you can pick from a sound alert. And there's about 21 different sound alerts to choose from. I spent a whole evening putting sound alerts on, and they're all sound alerts from cartoons or movies, or British culture. So very personal things on there, and like I feel like you'll all have a lot of fun playing around with those. So go ahead whenever you want. Have a look at the bits and see how it works. If you get stuck, let me know. I might have screwed up on trying to apply them, but like we will see. Leo, I'm struggling to remember any SpongeBob Chris episodes, but it has been a while. Maybe it'll click back with you. Maybe go, oh yeah, I know that one. I've seen that one. You never know. One of them technically really even I wouldn't even know if I should count it as a Christmas special, but I thought, you know what, technically it is kind of sorta. So yeah, we will start the ranking very soon, and hopefully it'll flow nicely, and then I can go straight back to watching this year's animated movies, and hopefully my schedule is now back on track after catching up with delayed November videos. The only Christmas plan, well, 2 Christmas plans I have would be, I'm going to the Christmas markets this Friday. Going to there with my best friend Miranda and her daughter Evie. Gonna have a nice, lovely time there. It's snowing in Sheffield as well now, so hopefully there'll still be snow around. I'm gonna get some hot chocolate and Baileys. We'll try lots of different food and candy. Yeah, it'll be a really fun evening. And the other Christmas plan I have is I'm gonna be hosting a Christmas live stream for anyone that feels lonely on Christmas Day. It'll be a 6-hour stream, lots of different things I'll be doing. I'll be making a gingerbread house. I'll be playing Christmas video games. I'll be doing a watch along of the Toy Story That Time Forgot. Lots of fun, lots of stuff to do. I'll be decorating a tree as usual. If I get time and I get the chance, I'm going to get some British Christmas chocolates to put on the tree this year. Soda, this should be interesting because my cutoff date with Spongebob was shortly after the movie. Ooh, yeah, there might be 2 or 3 episodes here that you might not have seen then, which might make things interesting. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's time I should start doing it anyway. Let's do the ranking. Let's do the ranking. Come on, all right. So yeah, again, there's 4 specials. 4 specials in total. In 4th place is an episode called Goons on the Moon. Goons on the Moon. I'd never heard of this before, but yes, this is technically Christmas special, technically not, because basically it's about SpongeBob and Sandy's Girl Scouts using Sandy's tree dome to go to the moon, but at the same time they've ordered a Krabby Patty, and Squidward's delivered it, so he's trapped in the ship with them, and they've gone to the moon. They arrive on the moon, and at first Squidward's really excited because he's like, wow, this is a place where there's no SpongeBob. But then he finds Santa Claus on the dark side of the moon, and that's where the Christmas aspect comes in. Because at the same time, SpongeBob was accidentally kind of tilted the position of the moon. It's affecting the tides of Bikini Bottom, so there's more air than water basically in Bikini Bottom. So it's up to SpongeBob and Santa to put the moon back to normal in some kind of way. I'd say that this is definitely the least Christmassy out of the specials, hence why I've put it at the bottom. And the thing is, I'll say this right away. There's no special that I didn't like. It's just that I had to kind of decide which ones are better than the others. That's all. There's no bad ones. You're not gonna get, just because it's number 4 doesn't mean oh, it's terrible, it's awful. It's mainly here because I didn't get the Christmas feels from it. It's not what I want from a Christmas special, if I'm honest, and it kind of sticks out like sort of fun compared to the others. It's not as wholesome in that sense. But it's still a good episode. I enjoyed it fine. I think it's very funny seeing Squidward being dragged into this moon trip, realizing that he's on a moon with no SpongeBob, being really excited, only to be later disappointed that SpongeBob is there. So let's show a little clip. Bear with me. I do have a clip, I swear. Here we go.
Well, maybe being on the moon isn't so bad. After all, SpongeBob is over 238,000 miles away.
Ow!
This moon is a no SpongeBob zone. And here, I'm the man on the moon!
So yeah, as you can see, a lot of the comedy, a lot of the humor comes from that dynamic. And I feel that that's the strongest part of the episode, if I'm honest. Because the Girl Scouts plot, I'm sorry, it's not as funny or as engaging as the Squidward plot or SpongeBob kind of like messing things up on the moon. The Girl Scout plot is that it's another reason why I kind of like lowered it, made it ranked a bit lower. It's not bad. It's just kind of like just not as funny. Actually, I didn't even find it that funny, to be honest. Most of it is just the Girl Scouts being kind of mean to each other, like saying, "Oh, you're just a dumb cheerleader," "Oh, you're just a nerd," and that's it, back and forth. It's meh. Whoa. Okay, so let me catch up with chat quickly. Computer Guy says, "Just curious to see what it sounds like. Don't mind me." Did it work, folks? Did the sound alert work? I really want to make sure that it works. And I want to see which sound alert did Computer Guy choose. Soda, definitely an episode I've not seen. Leo, sorry Jam, just missed all that. Had to take the phone call. Guess the day's not over for me. Don't worry, this stream will be up on VOD later, so everything I've pretty much talked about, anything you've missed, you can catch up on the VOD. Don't worry about it. Can you guys see what it sounds like? Sure, next I'm gonna smell colours. I must be tired. Joshua, we see Squidward's actor for a split second. Colours. No, it didn't work. I think I know... Oh, thank you for following, MechBox. I think I know what happened, Computer Guy. I think I know what happened. No, actually, I don't know what happened. I have an idea of what might have happened. I feel like... This is strange. It should have worked. I don't know. I really don't know. Sorry, Computer Guy. I'm just gonna have to look into it. At least we know now that it didn't work. But thank you for the bit, I guess. What was the sound alert? Maybe I'll reenact it for you. Okay, so yeah, back to Goons on the Moon. I'll admit that this version has the least likable Santa. In a funny kind of way, but also kind of like I don't want to see this version of Santa, if you know what I mean. If I see a Christmas special, I like to see a different kind of Santa. This Santa's kind of a dick, which is both funny and kind of like, aw, I want to see SpongeBob interacting with a nice happy Santa. It's a little disappointing, but at the same time, it is kind of funny seeing him being a bit of a knob to everyone, because like he just finds it funny that like nobody knows what to do. And even he's like realizing, yeah, I'm kind of being a jerk. I belong on the naughty list, don't I? Which is kind of funny, I guess. But I also say, even though the episode is like a goofy like space comedy hijinks kind of thing, it does have very high very high stakes. Because like I said, moving the moon affects the tides for Bikini Bottom. Which yeah. Big problem. But it's both funny because like all the Bikini Bottom fish are having to like swim in like the most shallow water to get around, and if they get out of the water, they like dry up or burn. It's kind of funny. But at the same time, you do feel like there's a high stake going off. So even though like Santa appears right at the end, it still feels like Santa's here in a big event kind of thing. So it does kind of add to it, I guess. But overall, though, I'd say that this is the most okay special. It's not bad, it's just okay. There's only like little things that I kind of like stand out and that I kind of like. I'm just kind of like, cool. That was fine. That was okay. But if there's anyone here that has seen Goons on the Moon, feel free to like throw in your 2 cents. Here we go. Did you get an option? Did you get like a list of sound alerts pop up? Because I think that might be what's gone wrong. I'm not too sure. Joshua, we see Squidward's active for a split second. We do. It's so. I was like, Roger, because when Squidward first comes on the moon, he's exploring, and there's all these like gags between each crater, and then one crater he pops through a hole, and it's just Roger Bumpus, the voice actor for Squidward, just like sat there on a desk, and he sees Squidward, and he's like, ah, and they both scream at each other. I think that was probably the funniest gag in the whole episode. No, you didn't see sound alerts. Okay, now that's concerning. I don't know what has happened. I'm just gonna have to research and see what's gone wrong. It's been a nightmare trying to like apply sound alerts to my Twitch, because like every time I Google search or YouTube search, it was just like, how to make sounds for your sound alerts. Yeah, I can do that. How do I put the sound alerts on my Twitch though? It's just nothing was listening to me. But yeah, that's Goons the Moon. Feel free to like chip in if you have seen the episode, if you wanna throw in your 2 cents about what you think of it, and if you agree that it belongs in being ranked to 4th place. But yeah, I have no idea what's gone. Then again, that's what tests are for, to see if it works. Yeah, true, because I couldn't test it. I couldn't test it offline. I had to be tested online. So yeah. I don't know if anyone actually has any evidence about Goons the Moon, because it seems like out of all the episodes that I've got on the list, it's the most obscure, possibly. The least known. I mean, I can't remember what season it's from. Soda, Goons the Moon sounds like a sitcom title. It does. It's got a bit of a free... It sounds like a free studio show, doesn't it? It kind of does. But it fits at the same time, because it's a bunch of idiots and Sandy going to the moon. That's all you really need to know about it. Like, so the title fits. It's just that Santa comes right out of nowhere. Imagine watching this being aired for the first time on TV and being like, oh, silly moon antics with Spongebob. Oh, what's he gonna do on the moon? Why, it's Father Christmas in this episode. I think John Goodman voices him in this one. John voices him in a couple of the specials. I can't remember which ones though. I think he's in this one, but I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. I'm guessing that no one has anything to say, which is totally fine. Just want to give people a chance to have their say. So let's move on to my 3rd place. Hello, Cameron. So in 3rd place for my SpongeBob Christmas Specials ranking list is the episode called SpongeBob's Road to Christmas. Now, this one, I'll move that around a bit. So this one is basically about SpongeBob decides to leave a present for Santa under his tree, but when Santa comes down, he accidentally knocks the present under SpongeBob's sofa. And then like a year later in July, SpongeBob's like, oh no, this is supposed to be going to Santa. What do I do? So he teams up with Patrick to go to the North Pole to give Santa the present. But along the way, their mode of transport is really stupid, because they decide to push each other. They literally just roll each other. They turns rolling each other. But then they accidentally roll into Plankton, and Plankton's interested in this road trip because he wants revenge on Santa for giving him coal every year. So Plankton speeds things up by bringing his ship, some kind of ship, to help them travel all the way there. But at first they end up going to like a Christmas theme park instead. So then they have to keep going, and they end up finally go to the North Pole. But Santa's not there. The only people there are partying elves and some very Giga Chad reindeers. So like they have to find a way to like give this present to Santa. While avoiding all these like other characters. That's pretty much the setup. So this one honestly sounds like a TV movie. I think a lot of this one definitely has the most TV movie feel to it, actually. Joshua, honestly, Santa does deserve a gift. Cameron, I haven't seen that special, but it does sound good and charming. It's third place, but like again, not because it's bad, it's just because there's only 4 specials. It's like I just found the others more fun. I will admit that the road trip itself is kind of short, but it's not really the focus of the episode. If you're going into this episode hoping for like a fun road trip story, you might be a little disappointed, because that's not really what it's about. It's mainly about just getting the present to Santa. But I think one of the main draws of the episode, definitely comedy-wise, is this hilarious dynamic between Plankton, SpongeBob, and Patrick, and just like Plankton being completely focused on the mission, and like we have to get Santa, and like realizing straight away that like there's something off about things when they're like rented the Christmas park, but SpongeBob and Patrick are just like la 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 the whole time, and they even end up falling for thinking that the Christmas park is really the North Pole, even though it clearly is not. And it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute how Plankton's really cynical about like this is a Christmas park, but SpongeBob and Patrick are like, it's the North Pole. It's so obviously not, and it looks rank. it's kind of adorable and very in character for both of them. So I think I haven't seen any of the SpongeBob specials. You might have seen at least one. You never know. We'll see. I found the buff reindeers to be kind of a ride. I was not expecting that at all. I've never seen like that kind of take on the reindeers. They're really massive and macho, and they're always working out. It's a really different kind of take on the reindeers that is pretty hilarious. And then you've got the elves who've been left alone, so they're just partying. They just spend the whole night partying. And it's kind of funny because like SpongeBob, all SpongeBob wants to do is just hand this gift to Santa and go home. But the elves and Rudolph, the elves and the reindeers are just like, no, get out, to the point where they just end up hurting each other. But like they are pretty fun. They are pretty fun. They definitely add a lot to the episode. Cameron, I loved it when they would have SpongeBob, Patrick, and Plank together. It's always hilarious. It is a very good trio dynamic. But yeah, what I like the most is like how sweet it is that this whole road trip is just to give a present to Santa, who is known for handing out gifts to everyone around the world. The SpongeBob is not even thinking about himself as usual, just thinking, you know what, Santa deserves a gift. Only SpongeBob would make that kind of like decision, that kind of calculation. And it's also funny because like not even the reindeers or the elves have ever done this gesture before, and they're like, it's extra sweet that what this present is. Spoilers, by the way. I say the spoilers for the whole stream rail. I'm going to go into detail about every single one. But like, the twist is that the present is just a thank you note. It's just a note for Santa saying, "Cheers, mate. Cheers for doing this for like every child in the world and all the sea creatures." To be if anyone wants to get the boss a gift. True. That is true. But it's still really funny that like they get shown up by this random wholesome little sponge. So I really want to show the clip of the letter because it's very sweet, and it's Plankton ends up reading it. Plankton thinks that the gift is the recipe for the secret ingredient recipe thing for Krabby Patties. So this is Plankton reading the letter.
Dear Santa, there isn't a present big enough to express how much joy you've brought to all the children and sea creatures of the world. So this is just a simple thank you note. Thank you. Signed, with love, your pal Spongebob. You got a typo here.
Oh, how touching. This is beautiful.
How cute is that? How damn cute is it? And as you can see how buff those reindeers are as well. And like as you saw in that clip, I love this is my favorite version of Santa out of all 4 specials. Like he's friggin' adorable. And like he's the nicest out of all 4. But I think what I loved the most about him and why I immediately felt endeared by him was like how happy he is. Like the first thing you see in the episode is him delivering presents, and I've never seen a Santa this joyous and cheerful about doing his job. The elf ears thing is kind of a running thing in the SpongeBob specials. The only episode where they don't do it is the first Christmas special, but like the elf ears is a running thing. It's kind of unique. It is a very unique idea. Soda, how many Santas are there in the SpongeBob verse? I think from what I've seen from all 4 specials, I don't know if this is all these appearances, but in all 4 specials, there's only 2 versions really. There's the SpongeBob crew member dressed as Santa and just going, "Roar, roar," and then there's the elf ears one. Just those 2 versions, as far as I know. But yeah, very, very, very sweet. And like, I love Happy Santa in this episode. Like, as soon as he came on screen, I was just like, oh my god, I love him so much. Like, here's another clip, and this one is of Happy Santa.
Ho, ho, ho! Shrinko! La la la, la la la, la 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 la. Do da da, do 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 da do do da, do 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 do.
How lovely is he? Like, as soon as he just looks so happy. It makes me smile just seeing how much he loves his job. Yeah, that is John Goodman. Yeah, again, like, John voices him in 2 specials, and I think this is one of them. But yeah, that is again, that's a reason why he's my favorite version of Santa out of all the specials. And like, I really like that he's genuinely moved by SpongeBob's gesture as well. That's the cherry on the top. Another thing I really liked about the episode is the contrast between SpongeBob's intentions and Plankton's intentions. Like, how Plankton is basically like revenge focused, and that I love how that contrasts against SpongeBob's like noble and kind intentions. It's great because like we're following SpongeBob doing like this, one of the sweetest things in the world, and Plankton's like, nope, don't get. I just want my revenge. That's it. It's really. I really like that aspect. I will say that this is definitely the zaniest out of all the specials. It's the one that's like the most comedy centric, and like to the point where it doesn't feel like a SpongeBob episode. It feels more like a cartoon like a 90s Cartoon Network cartoon, if you know what I mean. Again, the size doesn't match with what we see later, does it? I don't know what you mean in what sense. Because as you saw in that clip, he shrinks himself down. That's what he was doing at the beginning of that clip. He was putting Sparkly on top of him to make him shrink down. So that's why there's a different size. Good dude. Odd that Santa has a big nose for no reason. Was this Porco Rosso? I love his nose. But yeah, it's definitely the craziest episode out of all the specials, I'd say. Take that as you will. For me, it's not what I'm really after. When I'm looking for SpongeBob, I like that nice balance of wholesome and silly. And while we do get that lovely, adorable letter scene, I feel like we lean way more to the humor than the wholesomeness. That's my reason for putting it third. That's not me saying bad episode. That's just me saying, okay, why am I going to put this in third place? That's the only reason, really. Like, when I go for a SpongeBob episode, I like that nice balance. Sometimes it got a bit too zany, and like even the ending was kind of bonkers as well, because like Plankton destroys the the Krusty Krab with like a fire-breathing robot or something. So like, yeah, it's a bit too crazy at points. But it's okay. I enjoyed it more than the Guns of the Moon one, because like it actually had like a Christmassy atmosphere. It had a lot more to offer, a lot more meat on it. But like, yeah. If anyone has seen this episode, feel free to throw in your 2 cents before we move on to my second place choice. Whatever you want to say. Now is your opportunity. Yeah, again, there's four specials in total. We're up to the 3rd place at the moment. It's been kind of interesting so far, because I can see that some people in this stream haven't seen some of these specials before, and it's kind of interesting seeing your reactions to them, reactions to things I have seen. I like that. Joshua, if you don't believe in Santa Claus, he puts you on the naughty list. Okay. Can we go? I can't say anything. I haven't seen any of those specials. No worries. Soda looks up John Goodman Santa on Google. I'm convinced John Goodman is secretly Santa Claus in real life. Changed my mind. Yeah, John Goodman has played Santa in so many different things. Like, so many different things. But so is Brian Blessed. Brian Blessed's made a career of playing Santa a lot as well. Cameron says, I've only seen 2 specials. No worries, maybe we'll get to a special that you have seen, so don't worry about it. At the moment, I'm just wanting to let people have an opportunity to have their say before I move on to my second choice, my second place choice. I have a feeling that people have seen my second place choice, and definitely my first place choice. But we will see. Okay. The stream delay always makes me nervous not to jump too far ahead. I really want to give people a chance to have their 2 cents. Cameron, what was the 4th special on this list? It was Goons on the Moon. Okay, I think no one's got anything to say, so that's fine. That's totally fine. Let's move on to my second place. So in second place for ranking the SpongeBob Christmas specials would be It's a SpongeBob Christmas. Now this is a really interesting one because it's stop motion. It's a stop motion special, and in this one, Plankton realizes that you know, I get coal every year, and I don't want to prove that I'm good to Santa. I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna take this special crystal called Jerktonian, and I'm gonna lace it into some Christmas fruitcake and hand it out throughout Bikini Bottom. But the problem is that while he's able to like infect everyone in Bikini Bottom except for SpongeBob, because he's just too wholesome, he's too nice, and it just doesn't work on him. So he decides to create a robot SpongeBob to cause havoc and ruin his reputation. So yeah, that's pretty much the setup. That's pretty much the setup. Very simple. But the star of the show is definitely animation. It's super charming. It takes that Rankin Bass traditional aesthetic, but polishes it up a bit for like modern audiences. Does stuff with it that like Rankin Bass probably couldn't do in their time. I think it's one of the best attempts to recreate Rankin Bass I've ever seen, while also being its own SpongeBobian kind of thing. I really want to show people like what it looks like if you haven't seen this style before, because like it is insanely endearing. I'll say that. I'll definitely say that. Okay, so here's a little clip.
Here, try some more.
Don't mind if I do.
How's your dander? Is it up?
No. How can I possibly be angry when my taste buds are swimming in Christmas cheer? Oh boy, here comes some more.
How great does that look? It just looks so soft and colourful, and oh, it's lovely. And there's so many great colours in the whole special in general that looks so nice in stop motion. It is very adorable, super adorable. I really like that they have Patchy the Pirate being like the wraparound host in the style of like a Rankin Bass special. And I honestly laughed out loud when I saw that he'd kidnapped the mailman and stole his truck just so he could like take on that particular role in a nod to I think it's like the Santa Claus is coming to town. It's a nod to the mailman and that. It's so funny. That's like one of the best jokes in these specials. Yeah, and Patchy looks great in stop motion as well. He really does. Leo, even with stop motion, SpongeBob can't help but get weird with those taste buds. Yeah. Very weird, very weird. I think the taste buds are meant to be I think they're live action puppetry though, those ones. That's not stop motion. It's kind of interesting that they found that blend. So another thing I really liked is that Plankton's plan this time actually seems kind of creative for his standards, and but it also fits really well into the Christmas special like theme and atmosphere and mood. Like, hey, the episode mainly feels Christmassy because what we're mainly seeing throughout the episode is people eating fruitcake in the snow. Like, so it just makes it feel Christmassy, even though it's an evil plan. It adds to the atmosphere. And I really like Plankton's little tiny fruitcake car as well. And like even SpongeBob looks cute riding it. I love it. Really good. What else to say about this episode? I mean, like, I do find it very entertaining just seeing everyone being taken over by Jerktonian, like fighting over like the dumbest things. I could have just watched a whole movie of just like SpongeBob dealing with like Jerktown, basically. Like, there's a whole bit where they argue about which Christmas carol to sing together. It's so damn funny. It's a really well written kind of argument as well. Can we go? Wait, how can there be snow underwater? There is. It's SpongeBob, but they're never gonna follow logic. They're fire underwater as well. So like, yeah. Cameron, what do you think of the song "Don't Be a Jerk, It's Christmas"? It's all right. It's not really stuck with me. It's very rare that a SpongeBob song in general really sticks with me, though, if I'm honest. A lot of them are kind of the same. It's just Tom Kenny and like a cheery kind of like yay kind of thing. It's very rare that I can tell them apart. Not saying they're bad. It's just I think the only SpongeBob song I can really remember is Goofy Goober. Imagine if this happened in your town. I wouldn't like that because like I live in a really nice town. Really nice. I really like my town. I'd hate for Jerktonium to be passed around. But like, yeah, the arguments in the episode are really great. I found them very funny, and just like seeing these usual kind of wholesome characters being full on knobheads, it's funny. And it's kind of interesting seeing a different side to each of them, and I like that it shows that they've changed by giving them like a bit of a hair stubble, but also like really angry eyebrows. A bit like that character in Tekken. I forgot his name. I think it's Itachi. That's when you know they've turned evil. They've got big angry eyebrows. I don't take that personally at all. No. Cameron, I want to watch this special now. Go for it. It's a really good special. I mean, there's a reason it ranked it too. In terms of like depiction of Santa, he's really stupid, but like on purpose. Like I find it's funny. Like he's the most stupid and gullible version of Santa out of all the specials. Like I was expecting him to like land in Bikini Bottom at the end, expose Plankton's plan, and like save the day, and be like, "Oh, Plankton, you shouldn't have been doing that. I saw everything." but like he's so dumb because he fell for Plankton's scheme. And like actually gives Plankton the Krabby Patty recipe for Christmas. And he genuinely thinks that SpongeBob is going around causing havoc, even though the real actual SpongeBob is right in front of him. It's so good. It's so good. So whoever sent this obviously has no idea about the physical limitations of life underwater. Well, might as well throw these in the fire. But yeah, I really want to show the clip of just stupid Santa. Like, it's still the same Santa that I've shown you before. But like here, he's really dumb. But like I love it. It made me laugh. Like he's just so oblivious.
But Santa, you've got it all wrong.
On the contrary, SpongeBob, you're the worst of all. Well, there you go right now, wreaking havoc.
Uh-oh.
I am ready to destroy Christmas.
Yeah, it's great. I really like that every special has a different kind of Santa. Even if they keep the same design, it's like whatever kind of Santa you want, there's a special for that particular kind of Santa. It's like if you want the wholesome Santa, you go for Road. If you want a stupid Santa, you go for It's a SpongeBob Christmas. If you want a bit of a more of a bully kind of Santa than just watching Goons on the Moon. Like, there's a different Santa each one. There's a different Santa each time. Yeah, I did kind of laugh. It was about, my reaction to Stupid Santa was both, what are you doing? But also laughing at the same time. Which is a very hard to get a reaction out of people like that, like making them angry but also laughing. I like that feeling as well. I really like the feeling. But like, if anyone else has seen this special, throw your 2 cents in now. Throw your 2 cents in now. If you have an opinion on this episode that you want to add, or if you want to say if you want to agree or disagree if it belongs in my second place, here's your opportunity before I reveal my number 1 pick, which everyone's probably guessed what it is by now. I need to get like a Christmassy drink for these streams. Like a bottle of water just doesn't fit. This is not Christmassy. Unless I wrapped it in tinsel. Here we go. Tell you what, we're gonna have a Christmassy water. This is a Christmassy water. I love the style chosen for that one. That's all I have to say. Yeah, I'd say again the animation style is the star of this special. Not to say that the special is like lacking or anything, or it's like style over substance, but like the style is what stands out the most and is what makes it stand out the most. Eggnog. I've never had eggnog. If I get the opportunity, I'm probably going to be making eggnog for my Christmas Day live stream, depending on how my resources are at that point. Because yeah, I've never ever tried eggnog in my entire life. It's not a thing here in the UK. So it's not Christmas water if it's not Hides. Hot chocolate. I will be having hot chocolate on the Christmas Day live stream, that's for sure. Absolutely. But yeah, does anyone get anything they want to say about SpongeBob? It's a Sponge Christmas and not my bottle of water. I know you're distracted. So, ooh, sparkly water, but let's focus on the topic at hand. Here we go. I never had eggnog either. I don't even know what it tastes like, so I hope I'll be able to watch your stream. The Christmas Day live stream will be 6 p.m. UK time, 25th of December. 6 hours long. Lots of different things. Leo, will you be doing the proper hot chocolate, not the instant powder stuff? Proper hot chocolate? I've never heard of... What's proper hot chocolate? I've always used powder. I've never seen... What's the fancy way? What's this fancy way that you've been able to afford, Leo? I get the cacao beans myself. So I've never had it. I feel like no one's interested in talking about SpongeBob right now. Everyone's distracted by my water. It's not that interesting. Oh, I'll show you later. Okay, you hype me up now. Have you found like a really special way of making hot chocolate that only you've found? Right. Anyway, anyway, so that's my thoughts on it's a SpongeBob Christmas, which was my second place. First place, very very obvious if you know your SpongeBob specials. Again, no worries. If you've not seen these specials, then you don't have to say anything. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. People were entertained enough by my water. Shall I just do a water stream next time? Shall I just get a water bottle and dress it up? Everyone's like, ooh. Here we go. Proper chocolate is easy to make. Just grate a bar of black chocolate in milk, add sugar to taste, maybe a little vanilla if you want to be extra fancy, and voila. I've never ever heard of this technique before, by the way. Never. Always had powder. Always had powder. I grew up having powder. Okay. So my first place, super obvious. Everyone probably worked it out if you know your SpongeBob specials, and it's probably the most famous special of them all. But it is Christmas Who. Yes, this isn't just like the best Christmas special. This is like one of the best sorry, this isn't just like the best SpongeBob Christmas special. It's one of the best animated Christmas specials ever out there. It's so good. So in this episode, Sandy informs SpongeBob about Christmas and what it is and what the traditions are and how Santa will deliver you gifts if you send him a letter. And SpongeBob is so excited about this that he tells the whole Bikini Bottom and gets them all into it and gets them all to write letters to Santa and says that Santa's coming Christmas. And during this time, Squidward is like, no, just doesn't believe in Santa, doesn't get it all. Unfortunately, Santa does not turn up on the night. Yeah. So, let's talk about this episode. Best SpongeBob Christmas special. I'd say that the biggest pillar of this episode is definitely SpongeBob's selflessness. Like, as soon as he learns about Christmas, he doesn't care that, like, oh, I get presents. He's like, oh, everyone else gets presents. Oh, there's all these things you can do at Christmas. That sounds so good to me. It's pure SpongeBob. It's SpongeBob. It's SpongeBobiest. It's so sweet that like he's bringing this atmosphere and vibe to Bikini Bottom as well, because you know that in Bikini Bottom sometimes people don't get along, particularly if a character's got a nemesis, but even rivals become friends because all SpongeBob has done is brought Christmas to Bikini Bottom. That's all he's done. I'm seeing a lot of people bringing this up. But this is definitely the highlight of the episode. Squidward has an arc. He's first very grumpy about Christmas and like mocks everyone for believing that there's even a Santa. But he develops, he grows, he learns that Christmas isn't about believing in Santa or getting presents. It's about that tingly feeling you get from showing your love to others. Because at first, Squidward is kind of a jackass at first. Because, like, he's very joyful about Santa not showing up. And, like, rubbing it in SpongeBob's face. But then, like, he sees SpongeBob being genuinely destroyed by this revelation. And then it gets even more emotional, because as SpongeBob walks away, he hands Squidward his own present. And this is his present.
He made me a present? It's probably a jellyfish net, or an old Krabby Patty, or his favorite underpants. Present. Ha! What? Why, it looks like a clarinet. It smells like one, too. Handcrafted out of driftwood.
How cute is that? Like, SpongeBob literally didn't just think, what will Squidward like? He thought, what does Squidward like, and how do I go the extra mile? Like, that's just so adorable, and it makes sense that is the thing that makes Squidward click in his head that, like, there's way more to Christmas than this. There's way more. It's not about like playing imaginary like SpongeBob usually does. It's not about everyone getting spoiled. It's about making each other happy. And like, this is the moment that inspires him to decide, you know what? No, I'm going to keep Christmas alive for SpongeBob. Like, SpongeBob was giving me, like, the greatest present of my life, and he even admits to himself, he even confesses to himself, wow, I have been an absolute a-hole. And, like, it's an amazing redemption where he decides, you know, I'm just going to dress up as Santa. I'm just going to dress up as Santa, and I'm gonna keep the myth alive for SpongeBob. And I'm going to show you the clip. It's so sweet.
Santa! This is the greatest gift you could have given me. Thank you for bringing Christmas to Bikini Bottom.
I didn't bring Christmas to Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob. You did.
I did? Oh.
The two things I love about that clip would be Squidward being genuinely, sincerely nice for once. Like, he means that. It's coming from the heart when he says that. He's like, he's like I said, he's definitely learned, like, wow, all SpongeBob wanted to do was bring Christmas to Bikini Bottom, and he did it. And it's kind of amazing that he did bring this amazing holiday to Bikini Bottom. And I also love that SpongeBob is just so blown away by the fact that, like, Santa himself has told him, you did this. So cute. So damn cute. It's adorable. Yeah. And, like, after this, though, it becomes a mix of, like, very comedic, but also still keeping the redemption arc going. Because then Squidward is like, right, okay, I've kept the Santa legend alive for SpongeBob. I've done. But then other members of Bikini Bottom are like, where's my gift? Can I have my gift? And, like, Squidward, who has now got this, like, addiction to, like, giving things, because he's realized, wow, it's a really nice feeling making others happy at Christmas. And, like, he's both annoyed at himself, but also really happy that he's now giving away everything he owns to everyone in Bikini Bottom. And I realized that the thing is that, like, at the beginning of the episode, everyone in Bikini Bottom had a specific thing they asked for Christmas. But when Squidward hands his presents out, nobody goes like, oh, I didn't ask for this. Oh, I didn't want this. You're being lazy. You're being tacky. You're just grabbing anything that you've got in your house. No, it's like they take what he's got and they make it into what they asked for. It's so sweet and also really funny at the same time. It finds that great balance of wholesome and humorous. Because, like, you'll have, like, one kid saying, like, hey, I want 2 front teeth. And he's like, here's 2 forks. And, like, one character asks, like, I want a different hairstyle. And, like, Squidward's like, here's some mashed potatoes. She's like, oh, a new hairstyle. I love it! It's great. But, yeah, this is an iconic episode. This is so good. And I really recommend people check it out. I know I've probably spoiled most of it already. But, like, you've got to actually watch it to really feel it, really experience it, and to really go through what Squid's arc is really about. I really can't encourage people enough to watch this special. It's so damn good, and it really shows SpongeBob at its peak, like season 2, like when it was really finding itself. And it's a really good example of, like, if you wanted to show someone, look, this is SpongeBob at its S tier, watch this episode. Really, really great episode. But yeah, if anyone has seen this episode, throw your 2 cents in now. Cameron says, such a great episode, one of the best episodes of classic SpongeBob. To be honest, yeah, every episode I've seen, that if I ever do a top 5, I would not be surprised that this would at least hit my top 5 best. It's that good. It's that brilliant. It's like it's just perfect SpongeBob, because you get the sweetness and you get the silliness at the same time, and it finds that really great line where it's like, oh, we want to make the audience laugh, but we also want to, like, tug in the heartstrings. It really does. I've always found this episode's versions of Santa it's just so funny. It's just a SpongeBob crew member dressed in like a Halloween Santa costume on a green screen sleigh, and like he's hamming it up so much, and I love it, because like at first he's just like ho ho ho, and then he's going ho 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 ho. He's so good. I love this version of Santa. He barely appears in him. It's just so charming and so hilarious, just seeing this random guy that probably works on storyboard or something, just like, hey, come play Santa. And sometimes the SpongeBob, especially classic SpongeBob, has had that charm of like throwing live action, and you can tell it's a crew member, and like it's just them messing around in front of a green screen, and it works, and it embraces the silliness of it, embraces the surrealness of it. Yes, it was saying like the Santa kills them. So to Patrick's face when he says "just like a genie" kills me every time. Yeah, I also love the paper thing. It's a really great gag when SpongeBob tells Patrick, "Hey, you can write a letter to Santa," but Patrick keeps ripping his paper, and you don't get why. You just think it's Patrick just being Patrick, but then it cuts to Patrick literally using his legs to write his letter, and he's got the paper in the air, and he's like, oh! And he rips it every single time. And then when everyone finally throws their letters, we're actually messaging the ball up to the seat, which is so clever and so sweet. He said, and like SpongeBob, like, "Hey Patrick, what did you ask for?" And Patrick's like, "I asked for more paper." That's probably the line that made me laugh the most. Cameron, I feel like deep down, Squidward really does care for SpongeBob. This ending is proof he does. It's just that the weight of the world has crushed him so much that he can't appreciate SpongeBob for SpongeBob, I think. There is a heart to Squidward, and that he does have morals. He does care deep down. It's just that it's very hard for him to let that side out. It's much easier for him to like mock the world. And like this episode is a great example of that. But yeah, this is really good. I really, really, really love this episode. I'm so glad this stream gave me an opportunity to just watch this episode all over again. I really am. It's a classic. S tier. Brilliant. 5 out of 5. 10 out of 10. So good. I'm gonna see if anyone else has anything else they want to say before I wrap things up. I don't want to rush things. I'm gonna have a nice sip of my Christmas water. And the tinsel's falling off. Ah, so festive. Tastes like candy canes and marshmallows. To be fair, I really like water that tasted like candy. So I can really relate to Squidward, partially because I am like Squidward. A lot of people can, particularly our generation, can really, really relate to him, and like especially when it comes to like working for like managers or bosses that only care about money. So, oh, shiny water. Shall I just leave the camera on the water and just like everyone's gonna start throwing bits, everyone's gonna subscribe. Computer, water that tastes like candy, so lemonade. Technically, that's sort of the same thing, yeah. I guess so. But like other candy as well. Leo, Squidward was always my favourite as a kid. Little did I know I'd grow up to be like him. I think we all have grown up like him. I feel like I'm more like SpongeBob than I am Squidward, but there is a Squidward part of me. I'd say I'm a mix of all of them. Like there's definitely some Patrick in me, because I can be friggin' stupid sometimes. Yeah, I'm a mix of Patrick, SpongeBob, and Squidward. I'm trying to think of any others that I'm kind of like. I think that's it, really. Leo, my favourite Christmas cheer water is vodka. Cameron, SpongeBob was my favourite Nick character growing up, and now it's Arnold. Yeah, I'd say on the same playing field. They both got their appeal, and they both kind of got the similarities at the same time. But yes, so those were. Whoa! Thank you for cheering. You cheered the water. Thank you. Thank you, water. I can move out of this pub attic thanks to you. Take over. Take over. So I say I'm a mix between Squidward and Mr. Krabs. So it's an interesting mix. Let me take this off screen first. So yeah, that's my ranking of all the SpongeBob Christmas episodes. Hope you enjoyed those rankings. Hope you had fun. I hope it added to your Christmas feelings as well. That's the main thing I want to get out of these Christmas streams. Okay. In terms of streams that are going to be up this week, on Wednesday I'll be doing a Rankin Bass Christmas Specials quiz. On Friday I'll be playing a game called Delicious, Emily's Christmas Carol. It is a Christmas cooking game, and it looks very cool, for very, very cute. If you're going to come to that stream, I suggest bring in some food. It might make you hungry. But yes, thank you to everyone that's been throwing bits at the water. Right, okay. Hope you're happy. Hope you're smiling. Hope you have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is for you. And cheers.